Jennifer Zamparelli, 2FM, good morning. Now, a young and adventurous backpacker from Norway left the comforts of home very far behind him when he went to live with a remote tribe in Indonesia. There, he started a 15-year relationship with the tribe that has been made into a documentary that has been described as an immense, soul-wrecking, humorous and sobering tale from a disappearing world that brings us to a place and time which will never be documented again. Auden Admonson, welcome to the show and thanks so much for taking the call. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited that you picked up about my story.
It looks phenomenal. It really does. And I've so many questions, but can we go right back to the start? Because you were backpacking all those years ago when you heard about this tribe. How did you hear about them?
Well, I was on the west coast of Sumatra. I got to hear about people living far in the jungle on an island outside of Padang. And people said that they were hunting with bow and arrows and living a traditional lifestyle. And that really caught my curiosity. So I wanted to go there and see for myself.
Well, that's exactly what you did. You did go there. So did you just rock up and knock on one of their huts, or how did it happen?
Well, I wanted to go off the beaten track and really experience something out of the tourist things. And I took a boat out to this island. It was like a shabby old wooden boat, about 12 hours on the ocean. And when I arrived to a small coastal village there, I stayed for about a week to convince someone to take me upriver as far as I could go. And when I came up there, I stepped out of the canoe. After a couple of days in the canoe, this guy comes walking towards me, and this is the shaman and medicine man. And luckily, he smiled, and he seemed friendly, and we became friends. And at that time, this was in 2004, I stayed with him for 1.5 months. Communicating with body language, and later on I've ended up staying there for the longest period, about 3 years.
Can I ask you, Auden, were they as curious about you as you were about them? Is that why they let you stay?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I would say they were curious about me. I looked definitely very different from them. They had, of course, they'd seen white people and stuff from before, but in a way, getting to know them, and now as I understand their unwritten tribal language, they are curious, but also when I try to tell them about the society I come from, they also have a difficulty to relate with that, right? So what can I really use my information to up there in the jungle? But I show them some video clips from my life, and they're definitely curious. And someday I hopefully will be able to bring Amman Paksa to Norway. Who knows?
What were your first impressions? I mean, how did they live? Can you just explain?
Yeah, they lived a traditional life at that time when I first met them, without any money, electricity, or any sort of modern accessories. And it was a very harmonious life, I'd say, calm, a lot of time. So I would say a lot of social interaction. People were having a lot of time. I think about on an average, people work like what we will call labor. They work for about 3 hours a day.
Nice.
So there's a lot of time to socialize and gossip with other clan members.
I'm always interested, Auden, to know, in a tribe like this, how are women treated?
Well, I think pretty good. I mean, there's a balance between the sexes.
Mm-hmm.
They have each of their own tasks and a position in the tribe. So men and women are really filling each other out, and I think women, they have their task and they don't want the task of the men because it's definitely more physical. So I think when they have their own positions in the culture, they also have a sense of meaning. Because they are definitely needed. Men and women, and as a family, they live together and they need each other in order to make their life work, right?
So you left the tribe after a month and a half, was it? But the experience stayed with you for a long time, and you wanted to go back. Is that right?
Definitely. I started to prepare to make a film about this people. Then 2 days before I was leaving, I woke up in my bed and I had a brain stroke. So I was totally paralyzed in my whole right side. Couldn't eat properly, couldn't speak properly. So at that time, I was saved by the modern society that I was trying to escape from. So I started training and did that for a year and had a heart surgery. And then after that time, I also had to eat from the funds I had been saving to make this film and go down there and live with the tribe. But then one day I started to get well again after a year, a lot of training, and then I won on a lottery scratch card. And then I ordered my one-way ticket.
Wow. Oh my, on a lottery scratch card, that's phenomenal. Did it not deter you from going somewhere with no access to medical facilities after what you just been through?
Well, I guess at that point, it had become like an obsession to me.
Okay.
I was so determined to go down there, and I took my blood thinners medicine, and the doctors were like, "No, you're not going down there to live with the tribe." And I was, "Yes, I am. Yes, I am." So I left and ended up staying there for almost 3 years.
That's incredible. It's incredible. I suppose the filmmaker in you just had this urge to document these incredible people. Can I ask you, how did you spend your days? Because you were there for 3 years. What did you do every single day? Were you not bored? Did you miss Love Island? Did you miss programs? Did you miss the telly? Did you miss coffee? What? Tell me.
Yeah. It's well, of course I missed some of the modern conveniences, but after a while you manage to adapt to the ways they are living, and it feels like you're just in a big bubble of time. It's almost like a long meditation, I'd say, and you start to enjoy the rhythm of the nature.
Now, can I ask you, without giving too much away, over the years, you saw significant and really sad changes to their world.
Yeah.
Can you talk us through a bit about that?
The government are pushing on to modernize these people, whatever that means. There is a small village on the coast where a lot of immigrants from other parts of Indonesia come, and they want to trade with the Mentawaians, and they come down to this village and they see that they have electricity, television, cell phones, and at the time when I was there, they installed a cell phone tower on this island. The banks were coming, and they are building roads. So the things that's happening there is happening in an unprecedented pace. It's really amazing.
I just want to say thank you so much for taking the call. And any plans to go back?
I will definitely go back. Even though the film is finished, I will have contact with them until the end of life, I guess.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. Newtopia will continue being shown at film festivals worldwide when travel resumes. And for more information, visit www.newtopiafilm.com.